Uh, Go back to the. Yeah, that's good.
Hello, folks, and welcome to another week of NFL review and preview. Here today we are back with Eli Hansford and Brennan Lewis. So let's get into our week here. We had a pretty interesting week of football, I think. Uh, so game one, Eli, take this one away. The Steelers and the Patriots.
Well, unfortunately, as I said last week, this is the kind of game the Steelers lose. And if you're surprised, then you don't understand Steeler football. Unfortunately, I do, so I'm not shocked. But I mean, you see, like the ground game couldn't really get anything going. Everything was bad on the offensive side. Defensively, of course, TJ Watt now in concussion protocol. Alex Highsmith also in concussion protocol. Two best pass rushers. Nothing really to talk about here on the Steelers side of things. Just forget it, move on.
Go to
Hopefully
next
beat the
week.
Colts. Yeah. And Bailey Zappi actually played really well.
Yeah,
Sorry, we got a school announcement here.
celebrating. Oh, I didn't get none of this. All right.
Brennan does not get state testing. That's why he's in McCarthy's broadcast.
Uh, I'm pretty sure last week when we was talking about this game, we said this would be kind of a like not really a good game, but like a close scoring game.
Yeah, we did say that it was going to be a close game. From the stat side of the thing here, we had 3 passing touchdowns by Zappi.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid. We have Juju has 90 yards, and he didn't get a touchdown, but he was their leading receiver, and
Hunter Henry had 2
Hunter
touchdowns.
Henry done his job in the red zone and got 2 touchdowns. And Eli, what did you see that was a success from the Steelers?
Not a lot, honestly. Best thing I can take from this game is that Mitch wasn't totally awful. He didn't necessarily lose us the game, but of course he didn't win it. But it was mainly coaching that cost us this game, as the Steelers had many opportunities and they just didn't capitalize. Of course, the 4th and 2 toward the end of the game, they chuck it deep 30 yards, and just not a good look.
Yeah, so let's see. Let's move on to the next game here, and this is the Bucks and the Falcons.
Falcons.
Brandon, take this one away. What do you think?
I didn't really watch this game. I watched like the first bit of it, but I didn't finish it out. From what I could see, it started out as a pretty decent game, and I mean it ended as a decent game. But these two teams are one of them's kind of older, and then the other one's kind of a young team. So two different matchups here.
Yep. Oh, what stands off the page to me here is Mike Evans is only 8 yards,
Yeah,
and so I don't know what really happened there. Eli, did he go out or did he play?
Terrell was on him for starters,
yeah.
so he's a really good cornerback. I guess just shut him down. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch any of this game, although it seems like it was pretty tight affair, close all around.
Bijan, I think, did go out in this game.
Yeah.
Yes, he went out early, so that's why I think but he did get his touchdown on the first drive of the game. He did score. Mayfield 14 for 29 for 144. That's not terrible. But then you look over here at Desmond Ritter at 347.
Yeah.
So that's Desmond Ritter's his best game of the year for sure in the air.
But I think the thing that cost them the game was that interception
Yeah, I think it probably was. And then you got Rashard White there. He touched it a lot at 25 carries
for 102 yards. Yeah.
102. So I mean, this game was pretty solid, probably all the way around. It probably just came to some errors, some penalties, and
Yep.
that interception probably is a big play in this game. Let's see. Let's move on to the next here. Uh,
Pretty exciting game.
yes, this
Yes,
was
it
a
was.
very exciting game. I watched the first half of this game, and Odell played very well. He almost had him 100 yards again this week. Um, Zay Flowers got another touchdown. We said he was in for the rookie of the year kind of talk. Nakua passed the rookie record this week, so he's another guy to talk about. Lamar done the Lamar thing. 316 on the in the air and 70 on the ground.
Yeah, that's
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 just
Lamar.
tough. That's tough. What you got, Eli?
I don't really have a lot to say on this. I did see that it was a punt return that won it for the
Yep.
Ravens in
In
overtime.
overtime, yep.
Uh, I guess the Rams just couldn't capitalize off of their one possession they got in overtime. But I didn't, unfortunately, watch a ton of this game as it was not local. But from what I did see, the highlights looked like it was a very exciting game. Stafford played well, as you can see, with the 3 touchdowns, 300 yards. Shows that he still has it against some of the best defenses in the league. Of course, going up against the Browns last week, playing well, and the Ravens this week and playing. So we'll see how he does moving forward. But all around, tough loss for the Rams. Still in the playoff hunt, though.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. That's what we got to start getting to here is talking to who we think's gonna make the playoffs, and I think the Ravens have for sure got it on
Winning that game.
the
Yep.
got it on lock there. I did see the 49ers clinch their playoff spot last
Yep.
week.
First team.
So here, let's move on to the next game. And this game, this is an upset game.
This
for
was
sure.
yep.
Justin Fields did very well, 233 and 58 on the ground. Jared Goff with the 2 interceptions.
Yep.
Yeah, it cost my fantasy season. So thanks for that, Jared Goof.
Jared Goof screws Eli's fantasy. Amon-Ra St. Brown there. We always talk about him. He only had 21 yards this week.
Just couldn't get open.
Yeah.
They shared the ball in the backfield though. That's probably the first time I've seen that from the Lions is sharing the ball in the backfield. I mean, it's either Jamari's getting a lot of touches or David Montgomery's getting a lot of touches. Both 10 and 11 carries, both had 66 yards. But Jamari got loose on one for a big, longer 36.
Yeah. One thing that I see in common from Fields and Lamar is they both are very, very deadly on their feet.
Yeah,
You
they're
cannot let
they're
them
dual
run.
threat quarterbacks for
Yeah.
sure. So we got DJ Moore there had a big day, 6 for 68. 1 touchdown.
All around, I mean, just
Justin Fields got one on his feet too, so
Yeah.
that's good.
2
for them.
interceptions compared to 0. You can't
Yeah,
really.
that's tough
Yeah.
for sure. I didn't really watch much of this game. Did you? Any of you two?
No.
I'm guessing the Bears' pass rush was kind of all over Goff, as you can see, 4 sacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, 34 yards for sure.
So I'm guessing that was part of the problem. Detroit struggled in this one. They couldn't pass the ball because Detroit's pass rush, the Bears' pass rush, of course, with Montez Sweat now,
Yes, I
just
did.
kept getting after him. So I'm guessing that's a lot of the reason they struggled here today.
All right, let's move on to our next game here. Yeah, this game was interesting. Trevor Lawrence, you know how we're talking about him being week to week. Joe Flacco.
Experienced quarterback. You can't take the experience away from him.
Uh,
Everybody was like, but he's old, blah, 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 blah. I said, still.
Flacco. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback for sure. I mean, he plays very well. He's had a very good career in the NFL, and
Yeah.
he's still playing. So, and I mean, his O line's helping him a lot because he's old, so they're not letting him get hit as much.
Only 1 sack, yeah.
1 sack for 4 yards. I mean, that's pretty good, but that's a good day from the O line. Eli, what do you got on this one?
Well, first off, I saw the Browns name Joe Flacco as their permanent starter.
I think that's the best choice they could for them to be successful.
Secondly, as much as this stat pains me to say, Joe Flacco is 1 touchdown pass away from tying Kenny Pickett's season total.
That's sad.
I did indeed see that this week.
David Njoku had a crazy day with 2 touchdowns, 91 yards on only 6 receptions. That's a really good day. Trevor struggled, of course, against that really good Browns defense.
Yeah.
ETN couldn't get anything going. They were trailing the entire game, to be fair.
Yeah, so I mean,
They couldn't really run it. They had to throw it.
they had three touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and he also threw it 50 times. He for sure had a sore shoulder in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Evan Ingram, without a touchdown grab all season, ended up with 2.
Through my fantasy, I didn't put him in.
But overall, I mean, just
David,
hopefully Jaguars can rebound this week against the Ravens. Trevor's going to be a bit healthier this week, so we'll see if maybe that helps him play better.
yeah, David Njoku, Brennan, take that away. Let's talk about him. He had a pretty good.
Uh, I think so. During Halloween, when he got in that the fire incident, and then he
Yes,
wore that
yes,
mask. Ever
yes.
since that, he's been literally on fire.
Yeah,
And he's been going
he
off.
has played well the last couple of weeks, and I seen something talking about divisions and the Browns, Bears, the Browns, Bengals, Steelers, and uh,
Ravens.
Ravens are all winning, have a winning record right now.
Yeah,
So
which it's all.
Interesting.
It's gonna be a battle
AFC
for
North, and then I seen also the AFC South had all losing records.
NFC South.
Yes, the AFC South had all losing records this week. I mean, it's just going to be tough for your playoff spots here. Looking because two of those teams are probably going to have wild card games.
yeah.
So let's move to the next week here, and this Brennan, take this one away. I
So my sister and her friend went and watched this game actually, and they said that even though that Burrow wasn't playing, that the atmosphere there was still they was all going crazy. So that's showing that they still believe in their backup quarterback, and still believe in their team. So that's good to see. Um, if you see where AJ McCarron came in, that's because Jake Browning caught a hand cramp in the middle of the game and had to go out for a couple plays, which was scary, but it was funny at the same time because he started running off like he dislocated his finger. It was bad. Oh yeah, he's gonna get a lot of nicknames.
yeah, it's a um Chase Chase Brown jumps off the screen to me here at the
Haven't
top of
heard.
the bar. Three for yeah, he scored that first touchdown. I did see that. He's caught that first drive of the game, caught that little dump off and took it the whole way. He had a big game in the backfield and receiving.
T. Higgins and Joe Mixon both had
Yeah,
long plays,
yeah, they had some big bang plays in this game.
which is what they needed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which would help them a lot. Two touchdowns, one reception for Browning. Minshew Magic 1-1. Eli, what do you think about that?
I mean, I didn't watch a ton of this game, but what I did see, because the Bungles were obviously leading the entire time. Of course, the Colts couldn't really run the ball, although they did try. Just didn't have a ton of success with Zach Moss. Of course, still waiting for Jonathan Taylor to heal up.
Yeah.
They suspect he's only going to be out one more week. I don't know how likely that is with surgery. But Gardner Minshew, I saw didn't have the best of days. He got pressured a lot. Credit to the Bungles pass rush there. Just a tough week for the Colts all around.
Yep. We'll see what our next week entails.
Mm,
Yeah,
this is nice.
Bryce Young. Not the quarterback. I think the Panthers expected him to be
To turn out to be, yeah.
this year. It's just tough to watch Bryce Young be so successful in collegiate football at Alabama.
I actually did watch quite a bit of this game, unfortunately for my eyes. Bryce Young had no time in the pocket. He was getting pressured every single play, and it shows 4 sacks, but it really should have been more, just with the amount of times he was getting pressured. And I mean, obviously he's not getting much help anywhere else. Adam Thielen, he's having a good season, as you can see, the 5 receptions, 74 yards. But I mean, at the end of the day, you couldn't score a touchdown on the pretty good Saints defense. And Derek Carr didn't even play that great.
No, only 119 yards. That's
Yeah.
So credit to Carolina's defense in that regard, but I mean, you still allowed 28 points.
How did they get the other touchdown there, Eli? Because I only think I can steal
I think a punt return.
a punt
yep.
return. Okay, because Chris Olave had a touchdown there.
And then
There's
Jimmy Graham had a touchdown.
yeah, Jimmy
That's the only
Graham,
two.
Kamara, and then they had a special teams touchdown.
Yep.
Adam Thielen, that's his first. That's one of his better weeks that he's had in the past couple there. But still, I don't think the Panthers are.
Struggling.
They're struggling. They need lots of help on both sides of the football, I think.
Yep.
Oh, Jets, 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 Jets. They finally stopped C.J. Stroud. What do you
Yep.
think here, Eli? Eli, you've been on the C.J. Stroud train.
Well, CJ Stroud, he got hurt. uh, I think what second half?
Something like that. Yeah, I
He got
think.
hurt with a concussion, so we'll see how that hinders him throughout the week. Of course, you have a tough game coming up against a divisional opponent if you're Houston and the Titans, I believe.
Yep.
Um,
They
which
came off a huge win.
we'll get to that later. And of course, Davis Mills just not the quarterback CJ Stroud is. So we'll see how the CJ Stroud concussion hinders him throughout the week. But at the end of the day, Zach Wilson actually played a pretty efficient game. You can see with 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Garrett Wilson still proving he's a monster even with no help quarterback position.
Yes, for sure. Big week by him. Zach Wilson, hey, like Eli said, his best week of the year for sure. At 301 and 2 touchdowns.
Brees Hall had an amazing game,
Brees,
running and receiving.
yes, he did. Brees Hall had a big week. That's a lot for him though, as being he's a very good dual threat running back. Um, so let's move on to the next week here. But I could see Singletary did not even have a big game. They only had 95. They only had about 95 and 81. Only had about 177 yards positive. You can't if you can't move the football that much. I mean that's hard for sure.
Yep.
Let's move on here to the next week.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, much to say about this one. I think
Josh Dobbs actually got benched.
Yeah.
What second half?
second
Yep.
second half.
Yeah.
Like midway through the third.
Yep. And Nick Mullins is going to be the starter moving forward. So upcoming on Saturday, it'll be Nick Mullins under center for the Vikings. Just all around pretty ugly game,
Horrible to watch.
which is really embarrassing considering it was being played in a dome. So they don't even have the excuse of bad weather.
Yeah, I don't even think
And the first field goal wasn't even scored until 2 minutes left in the
143 on the clock.
Yep.
That's they. Yeah, that's just not much to talk about.
Hey, I mean they did tie the lowest scoring game, so I mean that's kind
Yeah. I can see Justin Jefferson got hurt.
Yep.
Sorry to all you bandwagon fantasy football fans. Justin Jefferson screws your team. Devontae Adams, they didn't do anything. Nothing.
no. Well, but if you
There
look
was
at it, like 132 rushing, 146 rushing, or 146 receiving, 56 or rushing, and then 171, you would think someone would have scored.
yeah, it was a lot of just like I knew the Raiders missed a field goal. They
Yeah.
didn't miss like a 30-yarder, like 40-yarder. They did indeed miss a field goal, and it was just a lot of like get halfway down the field.
Get stopped.
They were like on like the 45. They couldn't kick it, so then they had to hit like a little bunt punt, and then they would come back and hit a little bunt. And then it was just. I don't think the first field goal was attempted until right at halftime.
Perhaps this is a bad time to ask this question, but is Antonio Pierce the answer at head coach?
I don't
No,
think so.
I do not think. I don't think he's their coach that is going to fit them. They're going to have to. I would be surprised if he gets fired coming into the next season. But they also need Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, that's a big thing about what we've been talking about. I seen Justin Herbert's out for the year now. Has to have surgery on that right throwing index finger.
Yeah.
Um, that's just tough. I think a lot for teams like that is like you don't know their full potential because they don't have like injuries are.
Jimmy Garoppolo just got benched. He wasn't hurt.
Yeah,
He just got benched.
but I don't know. This has been the craziest season to me and the quarterback aspect because there's just so many getting out, so many getting benched. Like
People just stepping up and having a good game and
yeah,
going
and
to the
then
next game and having a horrible game.
yeah, like they'll play one really good game and then they won't play at all. It's just it's crazy, but Josh Dobbs got sacked 5 for 47 as well. And then we had 4 for 25. O'Connell got sacked. So The line was not protecting them as much.
Was this just simply bad offense or really good defense?
Bad offense.
Bad offense.
I think it's bad offense. What do you think, Eli?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Nah.
I think it was bad offense for the most part.
Yeah, because you only had one interception. If there
Yeah.
had been like 4 or 5, that would have been understandable. But
Yeah, you only threw one interception. Just I was stunned because I sat and watched the whole first half, and I was like, I about fell asleep. It was bad.
I feel so
um,
still
like
hot.
yep, like we said, they've clinched the first playoff spot, and take
bad.
this one away, Eli.
Well, as you can see, of course, 49ers, they were ahead for majority of the game. Drew Lock, of course, playing for the Seahawks with Geno Smith out. Uh, Honestly, didn't have a terrible day. One of those interceptions wasn't his fault, but he was getting pressured pretty much all day. The 49ers pass rush is just a monster. Um, Oddly enough, it was Zach Charbonnet getting most of the carries and not Kenneth Walker. That's a bit interesting to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I guess maybe Kenneth Walker wasn't playing at full strength, of course, coming off of that oblique injury. But I don't know. 49ers control their own destiny for the first seed with the Eagles' loss, and we'll get to that later.
Really big day on the ground for McCaffrey.
Yeah, I was about to say 16 carries, 145. That's
Yep. That's a big day there. He did not have a touchdown though.
No, but at the end of the day, you won the game.
Who really cares? You're in the playoffs.
yep.
Debo was the man of the hour. He had a really big game there. 149 on the air, and he ran one in and caught one. So that's a big day there for Debo. He's kind of the last couple of games he's kind of played very well. Yeah, like we said though, playoff spots are gonna start being clinched. So some teams might make some big moves here late, knowing they're fighting for their spot. This game was very interesting to look at. Um, what do you got, Brennan, on this one?
I didn't watch most of this game. I did see sort of the end of it, not really all of it. But I mean, two good teams going at it right here. I mean, only losing by 3. That's both of these teams are just they're all experienced, and that's what you need in a team is experience. And all these other teams don't have that, besides a couple of them. But Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are two veteran quarterbacks that can lead basically any team to what they want.
Yes, I did. True, I did watch some of this game. Kelsey played okay. They really don't have that with Pacheco being out.
It hurts them.
Kansas City doesn't have that lead rusher there, and um, also you can't. The Chiefs would have won the game if they were on sides.
Yeah. Did you see?
Kadarius Toney was offside.
Yeah, he caught it.
But I'm not even talking about that.
Kelsey caught it. He shoveled it back.
How smart it was for Kelsey to do that.
This
That
isn't
was
the first time he's done
I
that.
know, but
Yeah.
that was just like that was not a drawn up play. That was just so smart by Kelsey to do that.
Yeah, I mean he was offsides, but he caught it. He let it fly back. I mean it's a very high IQ play.
The
And
thing that I don't understand is
Kelsey's a very good player, and it happens. But
why was
on
Mahomes getting so mad about it? Like it was offsides, they have to call it.
yeah, but it's just because they would have won the game.
Yeah.
And Patrick Holmes is a competitor. I mean he knows I think they're sitting at like 8-4 right now, if I'm correct.
8-5.
8-5. So, I mean, they're right there on the edge of the AFC in the wild card spots. I mean, they're probably leading. I think they're leading their
They're
division.
leading their division, but the
Yes.
Broncos are one game.
Yeah, but their Broncos are one game short, so they'll have to figure it out. But Eli talked about the Bills. Their offense. Stephon Diggs did not have very good weeks, but James Cook there had a good receiving and rushing. what do you think about this one on the offensive coordinator and stuff? You think he's successfully doing?
I mean, look, he's doing what Ken Dorsey failed to do because the problem with him is that Josh Allen kept throwing 3, 4 interceptions, and you're not going to win a game like that, almost ever. And that's why the Bills are struggling so much in the early. Now the offense is kind of starting to get things going a bit. Of course, only 20 points here, but that's understandable against a good Kansas City defense. Coming off the bye week, this is a really good win for the Bills.
Yep. That's what we talked about last week was to see how the Bills came off the bye week and see how they stepped up from their last game.
Let's see what our next game holds here.
Broncos country.
Broncos
Let's ride.
and the Chargers. What do you think here?
Like you was talking about, Herbert went out with that finger injury,
Yes.
and you ever heard of Easton Stick?
No. Have you, Eli?
I mean, I've known that he's been in the system for a while, so he knows the playbook. He knows what's going on there, but I mean, he's seen very minimal playing time.
Yeah, he'll for sure be successful then if he can just.
He's got all the targets. He's
Yeah.
got all.
He's got the people behind him for him
Yep.
to be successful, and Keenan Allen and Quentin Johnson and Austin Eckler, and they got Gerald Everett there at tight end. I mean, he has people to be successful for him. Russell Wilson, veteran quarterback, had 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a reception. They had a big game from Portland Sutton and Javonte Williams.
Both of them, yeah.
Austin Eckler's kind of fell off the page a lot to me, though, for the Chargers. What do you think about that, Eli? What do you think about Austin Eckler?
I mean, it's just a sad decline. I don't know how much that ankle injury is still affecting him. I don't know if it's the Chargers' offensive line. I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe it's just his age. I think he is 28, 29, something like that. And that's typically around the age that running backs start to fall off. But who knows? Maybe it's just Brandon State.
Maybe it's going to be for sure. The Chargers are going to have some work to do in the off season
Yeah.
because coming off that big year last year and then having a fall off season this year, we'll have to keep tuned in on the off season. Going to be, I think there's going to be some interesting things that go on in the off season.
Out of curiosity, because of Herbert's injury, does Staley keep his job at the end of the season?
Mm.
That's going to be that'll be something to look into a little bit more before I give an answer. But I think they'll keep Staley as of right now.
I think he needs to
See
go.
how he finishes the season out.
Yeah, for them to be successful.
He needs to go as soon as possible.
So yeah, we'll have to see about that. Like we said, the Broncos are one game back from the top seed in the division. We'll see how that works out for them in the upcoming weeks. This game right here was interesting to watch. I did
Yep.
indeed.
Take shelter.
I did.
Cowboy fans on Twitter are going insane.
Yeah, I am for sure gonna. I for sure watch this game because this was probably the game of the week, in my opinion. Until it wasn't. 20-point victory by the Cowboys. Are the Cowboys a Super Bowl contender?
I wouldn't say Super Bowl, but
Are the Cowboys a Super Bowl contender?
when
That
was
is
the
the
last
that is the
time?
question.
When was the
we
last
all
time they
need.
made a run in the playoffs?
When are they a Super Bowl contender?
Until
Huh?
yes, they are a Super Bowl contender until they meet San Francisco, and then put Tony Pollard at.
Okay. We'll have to see about that, but I do think they're a Super Bowl contender. I mean, they've had the second best year besides the 49ers. I mean, they have been dominant every week. Dak Prescott's playing like a MVP quarterback, and he has a lot of weapons
Oh yeah.
to help him out.
Uh,
And they beat the Eagles. The Eagles were the best team at one point at sitting at like 10-2. and they've lost 2 straight to the 49ers and the Cowboys. So now they're sitting at 10-4, and the Cowboys, I mean, are dominant. They're hot.
I saw where CD Lamb is the last person to have 5 touchdowns in the last 5 games besides Des Bryant, and they both were 88. So I thought that was kind of cool.
X Factor. We'll have to see. A lot. DeAndre Swift didn't get going in the backfield for them. No touchdowns, no interceptions though by the Eagles. 2 touchdowns were from Dak Prescott. One to CD, one to Michael Gallup. I did see both of them. Yeah, but that's the question, Cowboys fans. Are you all going to be a Super Bowl contender? Can Mike McCarthy do it? Let's move on here to our next game. And I did indeed watch this game as well.
Yep.
What do you all think about this one before I go into it?
I didn't watch a ton of it, but I did see that the Dolphins had a pick six, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Again, as I said, I didn't see a ton of it, but Derrick Henry, not a ton of yards, but of course he did score twice, kept the Titans in the game.
He got the last touchdown
Yeah.
of the game.
Eventually ended up winning it for him. Will Levis, it looks like he played okay, 327 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Of course, the pick going back for 6 the other way. But as I said, didn't see a ton of it, so I can't really elaborate too much on it.
Tyreek Hill did get hurt, but I think he's fine now.
Yeah, I seen a funny meme.
He got hit and then landed wrong on his knee, or like got his knee twisted up, and then he got up, started laughing. So
Yeah,
I think he's fine. But
seen a funny meme. It was like he texted his wife and said, "I'm hurt," and she said, "Well, you better get back out there." And he says, "All right, babe," and sits his phone down and goes back out there and plays. So I did see something. I seen that he did go out. So we were the it was Will Levis and he scored late. I mean, they were down with 3 minutes to go. They were down 2 touchdowns and scored
came back.
and
Yep.
came back. I mean, they got they scored, got like a 3 and out, came back. Tua, not his best week for sure. He had no touchdowns, but he did have 240.
I don't think this was an offensive
I don't
fault.
think this was an offensive fault either. I think it was more come down to the defense.
Yep.
Jalen Waddle had his 80 yards.
D Hop had an amazing game.
Yes,
7
D-Hop.
for 124.
What do you think about the Titans going forward, Eli?
I mean, look, they're sitting at what, 5-8 right now?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
This is at this point they've already named Levis as the permanent starter. It's just a matter of seeing whether or not he's the guy. He's certainly shown flashes at times, but he's also shown that he is a bit skittish with his reads. But we'll see.
I think next week the Dolphins will bounce back.
Oh,
and
100%.
under Mike McDaniel, so I don't think we got to really worry too much about the Dolphins.
Might screw him around to the first seed though. This loss.
Yes, this might.
Yeah.
Let's move on here to our next game. Good old Tommy DeVito. What do we think about our boy Tommy DeVito? Tommy DeVito.
His agent. Did you see
Yeah,
his agent? His agent. Oh
the
my.
Justin Bieber hat.
Yes.
Good old Tommy DeVito and his agent, and he was saying beside even on the phone or something. I seen that. Yeah. Frankfurt prospect Wandell Robinson had a great game there at 80 yards. We don't really see too much.
Nothing really that stands. I mean,
out on the page. Oh, Eli, did you tune into this game at all? Did you?
I didn't have the ability, unfortunately. I was busy with other things, but
the only thing I can tell is Jordan Love spread the ball out to everybody.
Yeah, he's been doing that a lot. I mean,
Malik Heath with the go-ahead touchdown late in the game couldn't get the 2-point conversion, allowing the Giants to drive down the field and beat them by 2 with a game-winning field goal.
Yes, I did. And I didn't watch this game as much as I watched the Dolphins. But we'll have to see here what going forward here for the Packers. What do you think going forward for the Packers? Because The Giants, I don't think they're out.
Uh, they're, I think, also 5-8, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken. So, I mean, maybe you can sneak in there, but it's going to take a lot of luck and a lot of help. But this win is certainly helpful, as now they're one game behind the Packers, and they currently own the sixth seed, or the seventh seed rather. So we'll see how it plays out going forward. But I think at this point, Giants' season is pretty much.
um, yeah. Saquon had 2 touchdowns. That also helps out DeVito a little bit. Uh, so let's move on. We'll do our preview of next week. What do we got here? So Thursday night.
We would usually say this would be a bad game. Chargers would win, but
Yeah,
Herbert's out.
Herbert's out. So
So
what do we got here, Eli? Eli, you take this one. What do you got? Start off here.
Raiders are playing at home. I don't trust Brandon Staley. Going with the Raiders. I don't know if that's an upset, but I trust the Raiders more than I trust the Chargers right
It'll
now. I think
be.
Josh Jacobs is going to have a really good day against the poor Chargers defense. I think Devontae Adams also might have a really good day.
I'm gonna go. I'm also gonna go with you, Eli. I'm gonna go Raiders.
it's gonna be hard to win as a Charger in that new dome they got. The thing's expensive and nice, so let's go with the Raiders.
So we do have 3 Saturday games this week. Saturday game one, the Bengals versus the Vikings. What do you got, Brennan?
I got Bengals.
Bengals. What do you got, Eli?
As I mentioned before, Nick Mullins is going to be under center for the Vikings. Jake Browning has been playing well. Maybe not to the level Joe Burrow, but I think Jake Browning has been playing well enough for me to warrant selecting the Bengals yet again.
That's who I am also gonna pick is the Bengals because I'm a Bengals fan, so you got to pick the Bengals. Let's go Steelers and Colts here. Like Eli was talking about, coming off that hard loss last week, that was kind of expected. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go with the Steelers in this one, just because I think this is a game that Mike Tomlin's gonna need.
Yeah, they have to. They need to win this
They
one.
need this one, so I think that they're gonna be ready. I'm gonna go with Steelers on this one. Eli, what do you got?
It should be mentioned that Mitch Trubisky will be starting this game yet again, with Kenny out. Mike Tomlin, he's not going to lose 3 straight. He's going to beat the Colts.
He's gonna
It's
do
gonna
whatever it
be
takes. Yep.
it's going to be a probably low scoring game, but I could also see it being a 20-17 kind of game. We'll see the status of Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt throughout the week, see if they're ready to go. But somehow, some way, the Steelers are going to pull this out.
Yeah, that's what I think. Oh, what do you got, Brennan?
I think what Eli said. Mike Tomlins is not gonna lose 3 in a row.
So Brennan's got the Steelers. We all have agreed on the first 3 games. This game could be a controversial one here
Yeah.
for the Broncos and the Lions. I'm gonna go Broncos country on this game, fellas. I think they're hungry. They're needing wins. They can see the light at the end of the tunnel there with the Chiefs.
They're trying to
Passing,
chase them.
they're
Yeah.
chasing the Chiefs down. So I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
I'm gonna go with the Lions. I'm not
Yep.
super confident about it. Offensive line for the Lions did not play well last week, but I think Jared Goff is gonna have a better game. I think he's gonna. Although I will say the matchup between Amon Ra and Patrick Surtain is a very interesting one to watch.
That'd be a good matchup. Yeah.
But I think I will go with the Lions. I think Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery, whomever they decide, they'll have a good game on the ground. So I'm gonna go with the Lions.
I this game could go hand in hand. Both these teams, Lions coming off of a loss last week, trying to bounce back, and then like Malachi said, the Broncos are trying to chase the Chiefs. But both these teams are, I mean, right there. It's gonna be a hard one to pick. I think it's gonna be a good game to watch if you want to watch football this week. But I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
All right, so here we go. We're on to our Sunday game. So Sunday, December 17th, you got the a very bad game
Yeah,
here to start off your day. The Falcons and the Panthers. Eli, take it away. What do you think?
You can't really say much about this game.
There's not a lot to say. Just
Rock,
hope,
paper, scissors.
just hope Bryce Young doesn't suck, I guess. So I'm gonna go with the Falcons just because the Panthers are an absolute mess.
I think Robinson's going to help them out and beat them.
What are you going to pick, Bam?
I got the Falcons.
Y'all are going to hate me.
You're going Panthers.
I'm going with the Panthers.
That's
Certainly bold.
yeah.
Certainly, that's the boldest choice I could have went with. And I'm going to go with the Panthers this week because
Let's hear this.
here's my because of the fact they've had a terrible season, and I feel like Bryce Young is just gonna like this. It's gonna be something stupid that happens for them to win
A really good Falcons
against
defense.
a really good Falcons defense. I think it's just gonna be something really stupid that happens. I have that feeling. I've looked at this game.
Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
That's exactly the motto I think I'm going with right here for this game. So I'm gonna go with the Panthers. Y'all, next week we're gonna sit down here and have this conversation, and I think
You're regretting it.
I'm gonna be successful in it. What do y'all got here on this next game?
Browns
the
and
Brownies
Bears.
and the Bears. Eli.
I trust the Browns defense a lot more than I trust the Bears. So I will go with the Browns.
Yeah, it hurts for me to pick two AFC North teams over top of Bengals. I always will pick the Bengals. I've already picked the Steelers to win. So, but the Browns are playing very good football,
Playing hot right now.
and it's tough for me to not. I want to be correct, but also want to be biased. But I got to go with the Browns. What you got, Bam?
I got the Browns. I feel like, I mean, you can't really. I don't know. They've been playing hot, so let's just see.
All right, here. So we all picked the same one on that game. We're still here on our Sunday. This will be a 1 o'clock game. We got the Packers playing the Buccaneers. This game could be interesting for sure. Playoff contention here, Eli. What are they looking at in the playoffs?
Right now, Tampa is winning their division at 6-7. Green Bay is sitting in that 7th seed, so a very important game
For
in
both
terms of
teams.
playoffs. I will go with the Bucks if Jair Alexander is not playing for the Packers. However, if he is playing, I will go with the Packers. Because if Jair Alexander is playing, he'll be on Mike Evans. And I think if he's not on Mike Evans, he's going to have a big day and tear up that thing.
Yes, for sure. Especially Mike Evans only having one reception last week for 8 yards. I'm also gonna go with Eli and pick the Buccaneers.
I feel like Mike Evans is due a good game.
Yeah. So we're all gonna go with the Buccaneers on that one, but Eli kind of went split there on depending on one player if he plays or not. And I kind of believe you on that one, Eli. If Jair Alexander does play, it's gonna make Mike Evans' game way more difficult. Be successful. So we got the Dolphins and the Jets.
Bounce back game.
This is gonna be a bounce back. I think they're gonna
Dolphins are gonna kill 'em.
annihilate the Jets.
You don't believe in Zach Wilson after
No.
2 weeks in a row?
Nope.
No, I do not.
I don't believe in their defense.
I don't remember the last time Zach Wilson had two good weeks in a row. Yeah, but
yeah, no, I'm going.
the Dolphins, I think they will put up 40 some points this game.
I don't know about that many. The Jets have a really good defense.
Yeah.
Maybe 30.
No, I think they'll put up 42. I think they'll put up 42 points this game. And I just feel like because the last week they choked it last week.
Oh, they're not gonna do it again.
They're not gonna do it again. So I think they'll try to pummel them for sure. But the Jets also need this game for them, so they'll give them a little playoff hope. So they're not gonna go down without a fight. But
New
I
York.
could see this one being 41-28.
Yeah, that's probably a good estimate.
That's what I'm gonna go at here. Eli, take this next game away. You got the Giants and the Saints.
Saints are going to get the win. Derek Carr may not play well, But I mean, Tommy DeVito, despite what the stats say, if you really look into it, he's really skittish.
Yeah.
And going up against that really good Saints defense, I'm gonna have to go with the Saints.
Saints. Brennan.
I'm gonna have to go with the Saints too. I just don't know how Tommy DeVito's gonna do, and Derek Carr, experienced.
Um, I'll also go with the Saints on this game because of the defense of the Saints has been very good all season. Derek Carr is going to have a big game. He'll pick apart the New York Giants defense. Um, we'll go to the next game here. This game will be good, I think personally. We got the Texans versus the Titans, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Titans. That's gonna be my choice of this game. And as the Titans, I think Levis will have another great week. Uh, Still looking from a big game from Derrick Henry, and the the Texans line isn't as strong as it used to be or has been in the past. What do y'all think on this one?
Yeah, I think Levis is gonna have another good week again and come up with the win.
If CJ Stroud plays, I'll go with the Texans. Otherwise, I'll agree with you guys and go with
Okay, so yeah, CJ Stroud's the big question on this game for sure with that concussion. Um, this game right here, the next one, I don't think we're gonna have a disagreement. What we got, Eli?
Chiefs.
Yep.
Brennan?
Patriots already eliminated from the playoffs.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Yep.
Are
Is anyone gonna take the upset with the Cardinals?
No.
I don't think Kyler Murray can do it.
No. Not with that defense.
That's another no brainer game for us. Debo has another great week. McCaffrey has another great week. Then get
And the Niners just
yeah, they and Kittle finds his feet some more there. I think he's already found it, but just keep Kittle in the loop because he's so good going down the field as a tight end. He can make big plays for their offense. Let's all go. We're all going to 49ers there. This game, the Commanders coming off their bye week.
give me the Rams, but Sam Howell's gonna have a good day.
Sam Howell will have a good day. I'm also going to go with the Rams because the last 2 weeks they have played very well. Matt Stafford has played very well. Brennan, what you got?
I think we all got the Rams. Puka Nakua is gonna do him this week. I bet you.
Yep. So we all went Rams there. This game will be really
This will be a
good.
good game. Yeah.
Right here, you got the Cowboys and the Bills. Like I said, the Cowboys are a Super Bowl contention team, and I'm going with the Cowboys.
Just because you said that, I'm going Bills.
All right, you can do whatever you want.
I am a believer. Going with
Y'all will be regret.
this is typical Cowboys. They'll be a
Yep.
good team, and then the very next week they'll put up a stinker.
Yep.
About went Stephen A. Smith on you guys right there. Y'all about got Stephen A. Smith, but hey, gonna keep it calm on the channel today. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. They're the Cowboys. You got it. They're very good in the regular season,
And then they suck in playoffs. So
but they are a Super Bowl contention team.
we'll see.
Y'all are gonna be regretting your decisions here. This game,
Ravens and Jags.
Ravens, Jags.
Give me the Jaguars.
Oh,
Ooh. I think Lamar. Lamar's gonna take it over.
like I said about the Browns there, AFC North team. Eli, I'm going with you, boss. Let's go Jags. Please upset the Ravens
Nope.
on this will be Sunday night. Please upset the Ravens Sunday night. I will for sure tune into this one.
I'm going with the Eagles on the next one.
Going with the Eagles on
Eagles
the
and
next one.
Seahawks.
I
You
think
got the Eagles.
if Geno Smith plays,
Yep.
they will have a way better chance of beating the Eagles. But I feel like this is like we said about the Dolphins. This will be their bounce back game. They'll have a big week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles on this one.
Fly Eagles fly.
Fly Eagles fly.
Hopefully, I do better this week than I did last week.
Yes, for sure.
I went 4-11 last. Hopefully, this week is a bit better.
Yeah. So here, that is our preview and review for the week. Thanks, Eli. Thanks, Brennan.
Yep.
Same time, same place, same channel next week.
Great day.
18.
Good.